Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Third time lucky on this video. This is like the third time I've had to record this. So if you're new to me and you like these sort of talks, rants, whatever, then please consider subscribing to the channel. Now I want to ask the question in this one, is it even worth doing YouTube to talk about politics or current events? Let me give you an example. So this channel started off, I was talking about anti-TB licence related stuff. If you happen to be interested in that, then I have a shed ton of videos about how to deal with TB licence if you're thinking of cancelling it and you maybe aren't too sure what to expect and you're maybe a bit unsure about it. Then go and look at my videos, right? All that information still holds true, right, today. This is not a TV licence video, right? So I'm not going to say any more about it, apart from the fact that I've said all that I can possibly say about that subject. Now, there's a channel on YouTube called Chilly John Carney, and he does very, very well talking about the TV licence related stuff, right? But he has obviously got like expensive cameras, green screens, effects, he edits his videos and things like that. I am not interested in that. I don't have the excess cash to spend on really expensive camera equipment, green screens, editing software and things like that. And I'll be honest with you, right, I don't enjoy video editing, right? I don't enjoy it. It's just something that it's not for me, right? My hobby is flying radio-controlled aeroplanes, and I've spent quite a bit of money on like transmitters and aeroplanes and things like that. I've got a flying field just outside the town, suburban town that I'm in, and I do that when the weather's good and things like that. Anyway, right, so the point I want to make is, right, so I've said all that I could say about that. When I started off doing that, I gained quite a few subscribers, and my initial videos seemed to do quite well. One or two of them had like between 7,000 and 12,000 views, and generally they were hitting about the 1,000-1,500 view mark. But like I say, I've said all I can say about that, and I just get bored with it. As there's a guy that used to be on YouTube called Millennial Woes, said he was talking about a certain issue that I won't go into here, right? But he said eventually that he just couldn't keep talking about it anymore because he'd said all he had to say about it, and it was leading to a kind of spiritual malnutrition within him. Whatever you want to call it, burnout, boredom. I'm not interested in video editing. It's just me talking to a camera, just giving you my opinion. Now, when I started talking about the politics stuff, then my channel, like the views just kind of dropped off a cliff. I did gain a few more subscribers. I've got something like 400 odd subscribers, right? And you would think, I mean, that's tiny, right? That's not a lot of subscribers, but you would think that having 400 subscribers, you would get maybe a wee bit of traction. But it doesn't work like that. The algorithm's not in your favour here. It doesn't work that if you've got, say, 1 million subs, right? I know a channel, right, called After Prison Show, Joe Guerrero, right? And he was like talking about his stories about when he got out of prison or when he was in prison and all these mad stories and that. He's got like 1.3 million subs. Now, back in the day, around about 9 years ago when he started, he was doing really well. His videos used to get hundreds of thousands, sometimes like some of them get millions of views. But nowadays, you'll be lucky if he gets between 1,500 to 3,000 views on his videos these days. Some of them have done all right, 14,000 views and that, but some of them are taking really long to get any traction whatsoever now. The reason being is that YouTube does not send his videos out to all 1.3 million of his subscribers. They probably only send his videos out to something like, I don't know, I'm just surmising here, but it's a tiny fraction. It could be something like 5%. And if those viewers don't watch the video, then the video is written off by the YouTube algorithm, and they'll only send it to a tiny proportion of people outside the subscriber base. So the odds are stacked against you, and you've obviously got like the shadow banning and the down rating of videos that YouTube deems to be too spicy. You're talking about topics that they would rather you didn't talk about. And you all know what I'm talking about, because I've made that content already, and YouTube doesn't want you doing that. And we're living in a climate just now of like censorship, and so I'm just wondering what the utility is of doing this, because you're talking to a wall essentially, or you're talking to like a handful of people that are more or less on board with you. You're getting no traction. It's kind of like, what the hell, what's the point? You might as well like hit your head off a wall. And right, what else did I want to say about it? I just like the censorship and all that, and just being up against it. And again, like, you're saying the same thing that other people have already said, and I mean, like I say, it's just me talking to a camera. So like, the odds are stacked against you, and I don't even, like, how are you supposed to get any traction? Oh yeah, I know what I wanted to say, right. So, I've made this point before. You are not going to change anybody's mind online by trying to debate them on X, Facebook, what's the other social media platforms, Threads, whatever, YouTube even, right? It's just not gonna, they're not gonna change people's minds, especially like hardcore leftists and that. They just insult you, call you names. It's like, what's the utility of it? What's the point? Anyway, that's 7 minutes now. If you've made it to this far, then kudos to you. Maybe leave a comment or whatever if you found this, if you're in the same boat, try to get your ideas across and you're just not getting any traction or whatever. Anyway folks, thanks for watching.